Hi there, welcome to Paint the Kitchen Red. I'm Nina, and today I'm going to be talking about Instant Pot Moroccan stew. This is a vegetarian recipe, and even my meat-loving family loves this recipe. You really won't miss the meat, but if you really wanted to, you could add some chicken to the recipe. The recipe is really simple to make, and it uses canned garbanzo beans, but you could actually make garbanzo beans separately in the Instant Pot and add it to the recipe if you wanted to. So I'm going to go over the ingredients and tell you how to make this delicious recipe. These are the ingredients you'll need for the Moroccan stew. 2 cups of chickpeas or garbanzo beans cooked. That's 1 can. So you can cook the chickpeas in the Instant Pot if you want to, or just use canned chickpeas. 4 cups of butternut squash cut into 1.5-inch cubes. 2 cups of vegetable stock or broth. A can of diced tomatoes, which is 14.5 ounces, or you can add 2 cups of fresh tomatoes, chopped. 1 cup of carrots cut into 1-inch thick rounds. 1 cup of chopped onion. Now, my ingredients that I put in these pictures are not in any particular order. They're just like how I arranged them on my countertop. So my apologies if the ingredients are not in the order that they're used, which is how they are in the printed recipe card on my blog. So if you wanted a nice and neat list of ingredients, you can go to the blog post and see the recipe card and the ingredients on there. Now getting back to the ingredients, 1/2 cup of chopped cilantro, 1/4 cup of heavy cream, and this is an optional ingredient. If you wanted to make this a vegan recipe, you can omit the cream. It's just something that I add to the recipe because I just like the creaminess that it gives the stew. 1 preserved lemon chopped into small pieces. Preserved lemons are available at Mediterranean grocery stores, and they come in a jar, and they really are worth getting for this recipe. But if you can't get them, just add some extra lemon juice. 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt or to taste, 1 teaspoon of black pepper powder, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, a pinch of saffron, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, a teaspoon of turmeric powder, a teaspoon of cumin powder, 1 tablespoon of ginger minced, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Turn on saute mode and heat up the Instant Pot until it's nice and hot, and add the olive oil. Once the olive oil has been heated, add the onions and stir them until they're translucent. Now add the garlic, ginger, and stir the onion, garlic, and ginger until they're no longer raw, maybe about a couple of minutes. Now we're ready to add the spices. Add the salt, pepper, coriander, cumin, turmeric, cayenne pepper, and stir everything together. At this point, if you want to press cancel, you can, so that the spices don't burn. And if you need to deglaze, you can deglaze with some broth or water, and this allows you to scrape up the brown bits from the bottom of the inner pot and helps prevent the burn message. Now add the broth, the butternut squash, carrots, the lemon, and stir everything together. Now we're going to add the tomatoes on top, and I'm not going to stir them in. I'm just going to leave them on the top just to avoid the burn message. Close the lid and pressure cook for 6 minutes on high pressure. And once the pressure has built up, the float valve will come up and the Instant Pot display will start counting down to 0 from 6 minutes. When the time's up, we're going to do a quick release of pressure. And once all the pressure has been released, the float valve will go down, and at this point we can open the Instant Pot. Be careful, there will be a lot of steam. Add the chickpeas and stir everything together. You can turn on saute mode now. Add the saffron. And finally the cream. You can add more cream if you want it creamier, or as I said earlier, you can omit the cream. Stir everything together and let it saute for just about 30 seconds. And now we can garnish with some cilantro, and we're ready to serve this piping hot Moroccan stew into a serving bowl. And you can eat it with bread, with couscous, rice even. It's a delicious recipe that I think everyone's gonna love. If you like the recipe, please leave a comment and also give this video a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.